Hi, it's Danielle. I'm doing a solo overview of Conservas. Thank you to 25th Century Games for sending me a copy of this. So to set up, you're going to shuffle up the upgrade cards, draw 3 of them face up into a row. For the boat cards, you'll shuffle the deck, draw 2 of them, and you'll just pick 1 of them to keep, and you'll put that right here in front of you. Next to your chosen boat card, you're going to place the open water card. Then you'll shuffle the boat cards and draw 3. You'll set out your tokens. We have mussels, we have scallops, we have octopus, and then we have sardines. We also have money and water tokens as well. You'll grab your calendar token, put it on the one of your round tracker. This is going to be about a week of uh, your time to fish and get them tinned and everything. We are doing January in this overview. You'll set up your bag to include whatever it says here under setup, and you'll also gain the number of coins that it mentions as well. So in this case, I have 10 coins, I have 5 sardines, 5 scallops, and 10 water tokens in my bag. So you just put them all in here and you'll shuffle. Okay, so I think we're just gonna dive in and start. So the first phase is to draw 5 tokens at a time. And then after you draw your 5 tokens, you have to decide if you're going to put those 5 tokens on your boat card or your open water. So there's basically 2 sections of your boat card that you have to kind of keep in mind. There's the top part, which is where you'll be placing your catch. And it's going to be considered on the boat. And typically you might want it to be your marine animals, or it could also be the water tokens. And then there's the bottom part of each of the boats, which is like the water section. That's your deep sea section. So these are fish that you will kind of keep there, or water tokens you'll keep there and do something with later, but you won't be able to spend it during the next phase. So right now, I'm actually going to, and something to keep in mind, there is a capacity on each boat. This says 3. And when it says 3, that's how many you have to put on your boat. So you can't choose to put less. You have to put at least 3 or less. At least 3. So you'll decide that you'll place that. And I'm actually going to put these 2 scallops into the sea. So that might make sense a little bit later why I'm doing that. All right, so I'll draw 5 more tokens, and you'll continue to draw 5 tokens until you've filled up all of your boats and your open water card with tokens. So all of these, I don't have a choice. I have to put them into the open water, and they will all be in the sea. All right. So next we have the phase 2. So this is where we get to spend our tokens if we wanted to. And I think in this case, I will spend 1 sardine to the market and then gain a coin. And then I could also spend coins to buy boats on this phase. So I'll spend 3 coins and get a real keeper. This has a capacity of 2. I could also consider buying upgrades if I wanted to spend my marine animals that are on the boat. The cost is on the top left of each of these upgrade cards. There's no limit to your upgrade cards that you have, along with your boats. So after you've decided what you wanted to do, you could buy an upgrade, you could buy a boat, you could sell to the market, gain some coins. At this point, I'm done with that phase. So now we'll go on to the third phase, which is end of day. So any leftover fish tokens that are on the boats would be discarded. So you don't put those back in your sea bag. So you want to make sure that if you're putting them on your boat, you're going to be using them, or else you lose it. And then any leftover water tokens on the boats are returned to the bag. So these 2 are returned to the bag. We replace any boats that were taken and also look at the upgrade cards. And then if, for some reason, a boat and an upgrade card are not bought, you get to decide if you want to just discard all 3 cards in a row and replace them with 3 new ones. So that's up to you if you did not buy a boat or if you did not buy an upgrade card. So now we have to pay the upkeep of the boats that we have. We don't have to pay for the upkeep of the boat we just bought. We didn't use it, but we do have to pay 2 coins for Captain Hooked. So the cost to upkeep is actually right here. So those are your upkeep costs, and you do want to make sure you have enough coins by the end of your turn, or else you have to discard the boat that you can't upkeep. So next we look at the fish spawn. We had to look at the deep sea areas of our boats and also in the open water. So we have 1, 2, 3 scallops. So if we have 3 scallops, we can spawn, and they spawn one less than the total that you have. So I have three scallops. I get to spawn 2 scallops. All right. So those are all spawned. And then basically if I had 4 scallops, I'd be able to spawn 3. And then if I had 2 scallops, I'd spawn just 1. And now you'll just add all of the remaining tokens on our cards back into the bag. Give that a nice shake. Move the round tracker, and we start the next round. So there's a pretty good flow to the game. You'll just continue drawing 5 of these tokens and deciding where to put it. So I'll go through one more round to show you how it works. So with these, I kind of want to make sure I'm spawning this sardine. So I'm going to choose to place these 2 here and then the rest into the deep sea. This has a capacity of 2. So I have to place 2 tokens on the boat, as you see. And then here I have 1, 2. I think, yeah, I think these are going to go into the open water because I know I do want to spawn the sardine. And then last, I'll draw 5 more. 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, okay, so I had to place 3. So I think I'll go ahead and place these and go down here. Okay, so 3 on the boat and 2 in the deep sea. Cool, so now I get to decide what I want to do. So I have 1, 2 scallops. And I could get an upgrade. Not sure I need any of these right now, but you know, I think I'm just gonna sell. So I have 3 sardines. I mean, sorry, 3 scallops I could sell for 7 coins. So I'll gain 7 from the market. And then I have 1 scallop left, so I'll sell that for 2 coins. And then I think I'll buy a boat. I'll spend 3 to buy a fishing magician. And then I think that's all I'll do. That's all I can do, I think. So now any leftover fish tokens that's on the boats will be discarded. And then water tokens on the boats will just be returned to the bag. We'll replace any of the boats. I could decide if I want to discard the upgrade cards. I think I will. I'll discard these and draw 3 new face-up ones. Okay. And then after that, we'll pay the upkeep cost. So we have 2, 3. We have to pay 3. So we'll put the 5 in, get 2 and change back. And then we will spawn. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sardines. So we will spawn 3 sardines. This one for the scallop doesn't spawn because we only have 1. That's okay. At least it does come back in our bag. All right. So all of them go back in the bag and remove the round tracker. 3. So the goal here for playing this month specifically on a standard level is that you have 40 coins by day 7. At the end of day 7, 4 sardines left in your bag and 4 scallops left in your bag. That's how you'll win the game. There's no points here. You either win or you don't. If you wanted to go ahead and play the difficult level, that's 50 coins, 6 sardines, and 6 scallops. And each month has a different kind of setup and different goals. So let me just show you that real quick. And you really don't have to start at January. You can start at any month. But yeah, as you can see, the table does change. This one has 8 days. This is 7 days. And the table and what you might need definitely changes. So I think there's a lot of replayability here. I believe, from what I have read, that there is a pretty set strategy when you play. At least in my first few plays, I was using my fish instead of saving my fish into the deep sea to spawn. And so I found myself stuck. I couldn't catch up to get enough fish by day 7 in January. I didn't purchase any upgrade cards, but the upgrade cards are pretty neat. They also tell you kind of when it applies, during which phase, and the phases are clearly on the back. So you just match the icon. So this particular upgrade is for end of day. And that's the phase you could use it on. And you could use it one time. So these upgrade cards could be great in the long run. I haven't found myself buying them too early on unless there's a really good one that helps with water tokens. I find the water tokens to be extremely intrusive. And it's interesting because if you run out of tokens, as you're trying to place your 5 tokens into the boat or the open water, you have to draw the additional ones you're missing from the bag as water from the supply. So say I needed 3 more tokens, but I ran out of tokens in my bag. I had to draw 3 water and place them. So something to note is if you end up using all of the water tokens and there's no more to take, you automatically lose the game. I think that's one of the only ways you automatically can lose the game. But anyway, that was my quick overview of Conservas. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think, and if you've played, what your favorite month was, because I'm curious about which month is probably the most challenging, or even just the most fun. Thanks again to 25th Century Games for sending me a copy of this. And if you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. A like or a comment is also always appreciated. And thanks so much for watching. Bye.